Nice going.
Yeah, thanks.
What a start. What were you doing so well out there, or was it just everything?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of everything. I hit it well. I had a few short birdie putts, which always helps. But yeah, I mean, just played solid. I mean, hitting fairways out here is very important because if not, I think you're kind of routine. So that was helpful, and yeah, it's just a fun day and played really free, and I think that was helpful for sure.
Yeah. There have been a handful of guys who have had success winning on the Corn Ferry Tour and then have immediately come out here and won. I think Emiliano Grillo is one of them. Do you feel like it's just like not that big of a difference, or just a little bit of a difference, but you don't have to read too much into it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what I was telling myself last week. I think last week helped a lot. Like, I got off to a good start on Thursday and kind of grinded Friday to make the cut and didn't really do well on the weekend. So I think going into this week, having that experience is definitely, so recently has been helpful. But, I mean, it's the same thing. Everybody on the Corn Ferry, can play, at a very high level, too. So I think it's the same thing. It's, it's still golf. You just still got to play golf. But, yeah, I mean, and growing up in Scottsdale, I think it's helpful, be back in the desert. Kind of feels like home, like the environment and everything. So that's been real nice this week for sure.
It's easy to build up mystique around the PGA Tour after you've watched it on TV and you've watched certain players. But was there a moment where you played with someone on the Corn Ferry Tour who had been on tour, or a moment maybe at the Sanderson last week where you realized, hey, these guys put on their pants, one leg at a time, just like everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got paired with Harris, English, and Cooch last week. So it was very helpful. Obviously, they have so much experience and success out here. It's just helpful seeing them. But, kind of neither of them were playing great, but just kind of seeing that level of golf and knowing that I can do the same thing and kind of observing that was helpful. But, yeah, I think that's the thing, too, is, spending 3 years on the Corn Ferry. I mean, I came out to Sanderson and this week, and it seems like I know, a third of the guys just kind of from playing with them the last few years. So, it's kind of similar but a little different for sure. But that's definitely kind of makes it feel a little bit more normal for me, I think.
And then Scottsdale, you mentioned. How is it similar? How is it different to this? This is pretty unusual with the black lava and stuff.
There's some courses in Scottsdale and Phoenix that are kind of the same thing, though. If you miss a fairway, it's just you're never going to find it. So I think, growing up desert golf, sometimes it's tough to get your lines off the tee, and it's not, you don't have trees lining the fairways, so it's a little tougher like that. So I think that's helpful for sure. But yeah, kind of the dry heat, a little elevation, the ball's traveling similar. I think it's pretty similar to where we were at for the Corn Ferry in Boise this year, same elevation. So kind of just going back to those same numbers, honestly. But yeah, it's helpful and just kind of feels like home. And I always liked, we played our high school golf in the fall, around this time every year. So it's kind of the same time of year that I would always try to be kind of playing growing up. And yeah, it's nice.
It's nice and cool for the fall.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little cooler here. I was home last week. It was still, or 2 weeks ago, it was still really hot.
And final one, we're seeing this course for the first time. This fall, you're going to be seeing a lot of these courses, and this upcoming season. Kind of nice to have a one and only fair playing advantage on the course. Yeah,
I think that's kind of what I told myself this week, too, is this is probably the only time I'll kind of be on an equal playing field to a lot of these guys going into the week. So, yeah, that's definitely very nice for sure.
All right. Dad, get you out of here.
Sweet. Thank you.
Good playing.
Yeah.